everybody, it's me, Sherri HellCat, aka Sherri, BKA, Catnip, CKA. We all really know what you're here for, girl. So sit on down, get your drink, get whatever snacks you need, because this will be a long one for me. So if you see me looking down, it's because I have some notes and some pinpoints that I need to express, and I want to make sure I get them all through this video. There will be, towards the end, there will be a slideshow of a timeline that you're going to be very interested to see. That will have a little bit of voiceover with little comments in here and there. But I do have a small disclaimer before we move on. The disclaimer, let me get all professional here. Disclaimer, all this info can be simply Googling that is open to the public, that has been put out there by people. And you'll see why I say people. So, anytime during the timeline thing, you want to pause and read something, please do. Alright? And all the links that I have for all this shall be provided down below. And if you don't know what the heck is going on, pretty much go watch Dustin Daly's videos, Tawny Michelle's videos, and also Beauty Sleuth's videos before you go any further into this. Although this will be a long video. So go ahead, go down. Oh, okay, so let's get into this. What really got me upset with this whole situation, what got me upset, which people have been telling me themselves through Twitter and on YouTube and everything, that this statement that he made that really started all this drama, that really set it all off, that got everybody up in a tizzy, which he may not like to admit. He hasn't addressed it yet, which is kind of confusing why he hasn't. But everybody's been asking him why he hasn't addressed it. But so the statement that got me upset with him was the statement he made in his second video. The first one being from the claims of harassment from the stalker, which he kind of gave up the name when he posted the reply letter from his lawyer to Jen Gerard's lawyer in his Instagram. He did that. He exposed who the anonymous source was from, which we later on find out from the cease and desist order, yeah, that he got. So, that was the first video. The second video, when he was supposed to be apologizing and giving both sides of the story, which ended up he was victim blaming and all this stuff. His statement that he said that this was a generalized statement that he got from experts and lawyers that he knows. If she was really in danger, he would have already killed her. Let that sink in. He actually does say that. People have a timestamp. People have been putting that in their videos. He actually said that. It doesn't matter whether the victim of a stalker is a man or a woman. A stalker is a very dangerous person. You don't know what or when it's going to set them off. You do not know this. But yet, he felt okay saying that. But remember, keep that in mind. That's his logic in his mind. So, we're going to apply this logic back to him in just a bit. Alright? Remember that statement. So, Mama Beth did a video on him, exposed his private email that was on Club Flyers, which he says he's currently in a lawsuit with them, but I haven't seen anyone find any proof of this, but it might not be open to the public. But his email that he has listed in every video, both on his drama channel and on his Scientology channel, that you can contact for his business and all that. How is it not possible for the Church of Scientology that he claims he's such in danger from won't be able to trace it back to him unless he's checking his email at a Starbucks 3 towns over? Let that sink in. He claims he's in such danger, and exposing his private email, they'll be able to trace him. But yet, his business email that he posts everywhere, plus everywhere, his YouTube channel, his Twitter, his Instagram, his other abandoned accounts that he has, that, and yet, only the private email would the church be able to trace him. So, remember that statement with Jen Stalker? Yeah. So, that statement, if he really was in danger, wouldn't they have gotten him by now? With how it's easy to trace people. Especially when you watch his Scientology videos. He keeps putting it into your head that the Scientology has his social security number. Social security number can basically tell where a person is. Most times. The reason why I know this, my dad has my birth mom's social security number, and he had to track her down because I needed to know her medical history on her side of the family at one point. And we were able to trace her down, and I was able to get in contact with her because of her social security number. So if the Church of Scientology has a social security number, they would be able to figure out where he is. And there's videos of him protesting right in front of the church. So they know he's there. They know he has a YouTube channel because of Scientology websites that are calling him out on his behavior and all that towards them. So they know he has a channel. And, you know, if they felt like he was slandering them, they could strike his channel anytime with their rights, within their reason, you know. And if you do a little bit more Googling on him, he's got quite a few social accounts that he doesn't really upload on, like when he was working at Dry Bar. And that Instagram, he stated exactly where his location was for that Dry Bar. So, but yet, only the Scientology can only trace your private email. See what I mean? The logic isn't adding up when you apply it to him, but that's his logic, you know? In his current video, he's always accusing everybody working with the church or working with Jen Gerard. Though, didn't he say how Jen Gerard was acting overly paranoid? Well, always saying that the church is going to find him with his private email or any info that is leaked. That's basically being paranoid himself. Especially when he was threatening Mama Beth with exposing his private email. He was acting really, well, saying he was going to be in danger and all that. And oh, the fact that he pointed out Jen Gerard are following so many people on her social media, but he forgot to mention her account's a private account. Meaning, unless you're both following each other, there's no way to message her on there. I mean, you could contact via email, but a lot of people who said they've had contact with her have said that they've contacted her through Twitter. So, again, I'm really confused. And he forgot to show her followers. He only showed the people that she was following, but her followers. So unless the people that she's following is following her, that kind of makes no sense to bring that up. Somehow, but his logic, his dickery logic doesn't apply to him somehow. It somehow does not apply to him at all. The claim of him being bullied, though we have his drama channel video before this newest one of him mocking Dustin's accent and saying things like hillbilly queen, which Dustin's never referred to himself as a hillbilly queen. I mean, I know we Southerners may seem like we're hillbillies, but most of us don't really claim to be hillbillies, because And he brings up how no one had an issue when he did John Cookian's accent, but all he did was John Cookian intro. But Dustin Daly, oh, the hillbilly queen. Okay. So, and then he gets on to his You Now and starts making fun of people like Kaboring's looks and saying like she looks like she's in her 50s but she's really in her 30s, and him threatening to expose people because he's got so much tea on everybody, and him showing Tawny's mugshots. I know people are like, well, she was exposing that herself. Well, that was her story to tell. And he thought by taking the power away from her being able to tell her story by exposing her, that's a bully. That's trying to use power against someone. To me, that is an actual bully. And then telling people to unsubscribe from people on YouTube, that's against terms of service. That's actually against the terms of service on 3 platforms right there. Twitter, YouTube, and You Now. Remember that. That is actually in the terms of service. To me, it doesn't matter who you want to support, because at the end of the day, that's on you, not on me. I'm just, most the ones that are speaking up are just bringing facts to you. Letting you decide what you want to do. Instead of like someone like him twisting the facts, only making it work for him when he wants it to. So let's talk about Tawny's situation. She was trying to be neutral about this. She even went on Twitter saying she was going to do a video about this whole drama on all these drama channels that were involved around him and give her opinion. She was not planning on exposing anyone. Not exposing anyone. Just putting out there the actual evidence that we can see, that we've seen already. But because of that, he went on to his You Now and showed her mugshot and said he had her record. So, if he already has her record that quickly, are you abusing your power on your investigation skills? Isn't that abusing your power right there? Now, I know people are going to be like, well, couldn't that be applied to Jeffree Star and Cooking exposing his racial past? Jeffree Star wasn't even talking about his racist past. Hence why people exposed it. But Tawny, she was being very forward and honest about everything about her past. Because she knew someone would try to use that against her. So she was trying to make a series on that. And because of him threatening to take that power away, she went and made her videos. And I know people are like, oh, she was crying. She wasn't crying because she was sad or upset. She was angry. She has every right to be angry because that's her story. It's not my story. It's not his story to tell. It's not anybody's story to tell. It's her story to tell. But because he felt threatened of what she could possibly put out there, of her opinion, just her opinion, since she is a growing channel, he felt like he could just do what he wanted to do and apply his own logic. And funny how, you know, he wanted to expose Tawny, but when people expose him, especially for his YouNow streams, he's quick to strike them on privacy. Real quick. Although he claims he doesn't watch these videos, he doesn't want to give them the shout outs, but he is quick to strike people that use his YouNow streams. He is quick to use those. Although he has stated anybody can use his YouNow stream. But if he's telling people they could use their YouNow stream, but then ends up striking them, that's entrapment. And entrapment means that you convince a person to commit a crime, and to him, if you're taking his YouNow stream and putting it in a video, to him that's a crime. So that is the definition of entrapment. That is entrapment. Sorry. Alright, so let's talk about numbers. Since numbers are so important to him. Numbers are so important to him because he likes to put down people for not rising up in numbers as quickly he has. Although his Scientology channel hasn't really, the numbers haven't really climbed in a long while. He's still under 11,000. Although he was bagging on Dustin for not getting over 10,000 subscribers on his channel. You know, again, his logic only applies to others, not to him. Oh my goodness. But what's interesting about the Social Blade, for his mango tea, it's an open, anybody can search it. This is open information. It's not you have to pay for it or anything. But if you go to his Social Blade on February 5th, he gained 1,192 subscribers. He didn't upload that day. People checked. He didn't upload that day. He uploaded on the 6th with his Tana Mojo video, which the way he did that video kind of shows me he has no respect for anyone. Because, like, on his thumbnail, he made sure to cover her butt, but in the video, he made it really small where you could really see what she was wearing, or almost not wearing. And that is, what is wrong with you? You were talking about she probably felt so violated. Well, she felt so violated, and you're saying this, maybe you shouldn't have showed those pictures or covered them up better. I know I'm getting angry, but anyways, on that day when he uploaded his Tana Mojo video, he only gained 381 subscribers, which is kind of weird because with the Tana Mojo video, anytime anybody uses her name, people usually gain quite a few views and quite a few subs. So why only gain 381 subs the day after he gained 1,192 subs when he did nothing? He wasn't on YouNow, he didn't get a shout out, anything of that matter. Huh. Wait, why? I've heard of losing subs, which Peter Mon has been tweeting about that, how he is losing subs, but yeah, he's gaining channels that he's not even really subscribed to. So this is the first time hearing of anyone really gaining subs when they do nothing. I mean, someone can comment down below and tell me if they have had that happen. I mean, every time a few of my friends have shouted me out and all that, I gain a few subs, especially when I don't upload for a little while. But to gain subs on a day that you did nothing, but the next day you actually uploaded a big juicy piece, you only gain 381. The math isn't adding up here at all, folks. It's not adding up, which is funny. A lot of things aren't added up, which will lead me into the timeline I'm going to be showing you. But let's continue on what is on my notes. But on the 7th, when Beauty Sleuth put up their video, he started losing subs. He didn't gain subs. I mean, the numbers have been like, but a lot of people have been stating in his comments and on Twitter, on anybody that makes a video, how they are shocked by this behavior when someone points out all the little things that people weren't not noticing that he was doing. And this timeline may shock you. It may shock you. So, and the fact that on his Twitter and Social Blade, it shows that his numbers are in the red. It has very little engagement for someone that has high numbers. If I look at my friend Nick Snyder, his numbers are pretty decent, especially depending on when he tweets. You know, it can be pretty active in the morning or pretty active closer at nighttime, and especially on the weekends. So, and depending on the topic of the tweets. But he's got very little interaction on a lot of his tweets, except for his recent tweet where he's saying people are twisting his words about the whole "you know," where he said he was exposing Tawny, although he said he wasn't. But if you weren't, then why say it? So, and then he suddenly has two new channels, which so far people were able to find at one point, but now suddenly their names are changed so they can't be found. And one of them is a beauty channel. But if you listen to a lot of his Scientology, he's an aspiring actor. The hairdressing thing is only a part-time job. And then his wish list for work. Well, if it's for work, you know, oddly, on your taxes, the stuff you buy for your work, you can actually take the receipts that you buy and claim them on your taxes. Unless, wait, you get a receipt every time someone sends you a package. Huh. So are you claiming that you bought the items on your taxes, or are they for work? Are they for personal use? I mean, are they for that beauty channel suddenly that you're going to be making? I mean, certain people have wish lists, and like most of the wish lists I've seen, some of them are really nice, some of them are small items, they're not really big items. But someone else had a wish list that with big ticket items. But let's not compare that to him, because he may. And let's talk about his Patreon. Yes, he has a Patreon, and it's very public. You can go look at the tiers. The things that he's expecting people to pay for, so far several people have come forward and said that they're not getting what they're paying for. But does he have the receipts showing that he's doing it? Because I'm pretty sure the people who aren't receiving what they're supposed to be getting can show their receipts very easily. Very easily. So, let us get into this lovely timeline to expose how this info that he has himself put out there personally, or in articles that are talking about his situation that he has been interviewed by. I know it's really confusing. Trust me. If you anytime, just pause the video and really think about this timeline. Really think about this timeline that I'm showing you, that you can Google at any time. The articles will be listed down below. Read them at your leisure. There's just a lot of things that are not adding up. They're not adding up at this point. So, let's get into that. So, as you read on 2005, he joined the Screen Actors Guild when he was only 13, 14, according to his Lincoln. And he's been in it for 13 years, but he's only 26. So, can someone try to explain that to me? So, in 2009, it is a general consensus that he joins the church. Us not knowing his birthday, will assume that he's 17 at this time. If you're under the age of majority in the state, you need your parents' consent to join Scientology. The majority, the legal age, is 18 in the lovely state of California. He states in the articles that he was drawn in from an ad from Backpage and an actor from True Blood, but in his video, Scientology used Leah Ripping to recruit me December 7th, 2016. So who really recruited him in the end? So in 2010, as you read here, he starts his website business. He starts it at the age of 18 or 19. According to him, the church was putting him into debt. He's also stated the church has his social security number and he has to give them everything. How is he working, doing courses through the church, calling people to buy books for the church, and attending college all at the same time while working? It's kind of odd that in his video filming my Scientology movie, that he states that he left the church between 2012 and 2013, but any other time when you talk to him, he definitely says he left the church in 2012. So, the really bizarre thing starts happening here. According to this business website that he has written in the news part that they ended up wrapping up filming the Scientology movie in 2012. Now, if you go to the Wayback Machine and type his website into it with that page, it shows that he put that up there 2013. But yet, in his story that he has on YouTube, clearly stating that he got the email in 2014. So which is it? Did you film the movie in 2012 or did you do it in
2014 like your YouTube. So one of them has to be wrong. Although it's kind of weird that the fact that he's telling the story on YouTube, but it's already pre-written on 2013. So someone's not telling the truth here. So, according to the story that he has in 2017 that he recorded, that he's driving by the church where they know his car, he gets to an accident in front of the church and the guy follows him. The guy points a gun at him and he doesn't report this to the police. Oh, wait a hot minute. You get into an accident and don't call the cops or exchange insurance at all just because you're running late to work. By law, you have to exchange insurance and phone numbers. You continue to go to the work and the guy is chasing you down, but you're just assuming he must be from the church because the accident happened right in front of the church. Also, if someone points a weapon at you, that needs to be reported even if you don't remember the license plate number at all. The description of the car, how the man looks, and the weapon, so the cops can keep an eye out because technically he's concealing a weapon, which unless he has a permit for it, it's illegal. Also, it's kind of bizarre that his job from dry bar is so close to one of the churches. For a man that's so scared of the church, why is his job so close to it when they can just easily follow him from his work to home? Let's not forget the live stream where he actually says that Scientology broke his camera, asking for help in his video January 4th of 2017 and needs help fix it because of how in debt he is, and also asking for help with his laptop. Now, thinking about it, on his Twitter you can see at the time he was getting Botox October 4th, 2017, betting on a fight August 26th, 2017, buying a Mercedes, which is not a cheap car at all, and buying fancy suits February 17th, 2017. But wait, if you're in debt and didn't want to ask your husband to pay, why do you need to ask your subscribers for money when obviously on Twitter you've shown that you got the money to pay for all these luxurious items that you're getting? But wait, he's done videos of how to get a sugar daddy and how he has gotten thousands of dollars from them while working a minimum wage job, doing his courses at church, and selling the books for church. Wait, when did he have time for a sugar daddy? And why didn't he use the money that he was getting from the church, from the sugar daddies, excuse me, to settle his debts? Something's not adding up. Well, now that you told the story and worried all the time that the church is after you and watching you, that they'll know, well, know to follow you and see where you live or watch the movie and start looking for that house. Also, if you felt that much fear, normally most would have moved ASAP as soon as they found out their house was exposed in the movie, and people that are stalking them would be able to see the house and be able to search it on Google.
He wants to call certain people, oh, they're working with these people, oh, these people are paranoid. But isn't he, after going through all this timeline, is he really paranoid about the church finding him, or is he just using that as an excuse to get sympathy? Or that maybe he's using it to get views. I don't know. I don't have the evidence other than what this timeline is suggesting that he's putting out there, that himself and articles that feature him are putting out there. And the insensitive tweets he has done that people have spoken up like, that's not cool. And yet he wants to be angry at channels that call him out for his wrongdoing. And I can get maybe at first maybe why he didn't see what he was doing was wrong. But if people after video after video after video are making, showing all this proof, are you that in deep denial? Just like when you were in deep denial in Scientology, that you said that you were in deep denial at one point of what was really going on around you. It seems like you're in deep denial now once again. So, I am not telling anyone to unsubscribe from anyone. It is your choice who you watch at the end of the day. If you want to go watch his videos, go watch his videos. If you want to go watch someone else's videos, go watch someone else's videos. But end of the day, that's your choice. Don't let anyone tell you who to subscribe, who to unsubscribe. Because the only person that has that kind of power is you at the end of the day. And with all this I'm seeing, just leave a comment down below. Definitely say what you gotta think of it, whether you support him, whether you're against him. Negative comments will be deleted, especially if it comes to my speech, which, by the way, I have a speech impediment. I'm from originally North Carolina and moved to Texas for 8 years, so it's a weird North Carolina, Texas twang with a speech impediment, so, but I own that flaw. That is my flaw to own. And seeing how someone is trying to take away someone's story that they want to tell, but yet if someone did that to him, it's not alright, but it's alright for him to threaten to expose someone. And I know people are like, well, she was already exposing. Again, that's her story. End of the day, that's her story. She is, with that story, she is letting others know how those mistakes has built her to the person that she is. And this is my honesty of speaking with her, interacting with her in public and everything. What you see with her is what you get. It is truly that. She is on her YouNows, on her YouTube, on Twitter. That is what you get. She does not hide anything because she feels no need to hide anything. But yet, with these timelines and the different stories that you're being told and you're seeing, things aren't adding up here. They're not adding up here at all. And this will be my last video on him ever. I will not be making another comment about him, because to me, that last video he did, he had a chance to apologize. He had a chance to apologize for doing what he did, for mocking people's accents, for threatening to expose people that wasn't his place to expose. But he chose to throw the blame, just like someone else we know that's done that twice now. And this is his second time doing that. History is repeating itself way quicker than what we realize. Way quicker. And yet, people are so torn because they're not getting the right info from one person. The one person that's in the center of all this. So, once again, my last video on him. If in the future, if he's really sincere and apologizes to everyone he has tried to hurt, I don't see myself supporting him ever again. But I'll continue to support who I want to support, because I've seen what was done wrong. What had happened right there with my own eyes. That people have recorded. They don't twist it. There's no way to twist it. So, just comment down below and tell me what you think of this whole situation, because this is bizarre, crazy on what's going on, and one person is choosing to ignore in such deep denial. So, alright people, I will talk to you in my next video, alright? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because you know you want to be a HellCat, along with hitting that bell for the next video, okay guys? Bye.
Hold that train. Hold that thought. Hold that drink. Some breaking stuff just happened. And of course, it seems like he always knows when I'm about to upload these videos. Something else happens with him. And here is actual clips that have been altered. And his face has been blurred for, well, not really his protection, because, we know he said it. So, here is the lovely clips that he said in his You Now today, along with a clip from his own video. Alright? Enjoy.
I don't know how I was trying to come for her sobriety. I never said anything about her sobriety. And I'm actually very close to a lot of people who are actually in recovery. I just don't think that, people who are sober do videos for 20 minutes that are toxic and bashing people and exposing, and I just don't, in my opinion, don't think that's sober behavior. I'm not saying that she isn't sober, but I just don't think that, the people that I know are sober don't engage in the petty drama and gossiping and all that stuff. Like, that's not part of this 12 steps, Aren't you not in danger from Scientology because you're all over social media? Well, I'm not claiming that they're gonna kill me in 2 minutes, like Jen Gerard claiming like this guy's, she's hiring armed security 24/7 around the clock, and I don't need that level of security.
So, you heard this right. He basically questioned Tawny's sobriety in this You Now. He really did that. And then backpedals. He backpedals harder than, I don't know what a good metaphor is here, but you get my points. He basically just questioned Tawny's sobriety. Anybody dealing with addiction would be upset with this type of situation. Anyone suffering any kind of addiction, anything of that matter, would be upset when they are questioned like that. And the fact, also, other clip of him basically, oh my goodness, with the whole how, remember earlier in my video how he was going on to Mama Beth about how his life was in danger because she exposed his private email? Well, you kept insisting how much your life was in danger. Somehow you're minimalizing Ginger Rod's danger by what you just said. So, wow. So, remember this, folks. Remember what was said. Because this came out of his actual mouth, not someone else's. This wasn't where someone twisted what he said or anything of that matter. This came directly out of his mouth. No one else's. No one else is telling this. This came directly from his you now. Alright? I will see y'all in my next video, guys. Alright? Bye.
Hey, you finally got to the end of this video. So, basically, just make sure you're subscribed and you got notifications on and all that, along with following all my social media links down below in the description box. That would include Snapchat, Twitter, Periscope, Radar TV, my blog, Facebook, all the ever-growing list of social medias I have going on and everything. And I also have merchandise. Yes, I do. And, yeah, that is it. Alright, guys? So, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. Because you know you want to be a whole Hellcat.